I recently went to a car show and I figured I'd make a little video about my time there. Sort of like a vlog style video, except I'm not, actually there with my camera. I'm sitting here in my underwear at home. Make sure you leave in the comments section down below which of these cars at this show was your favorite. Let's get straight into it. It was actually a surprise gift for me for my birthday. That was a few days ago. Some members of my family got together and took me down to a town southwest of London called Farnborough, where they held the official British Motor Show. I'm not sure if they hold it here every single year, but it was such an amazing experience. I absolutely love cars, but I haven't actually been to that many car shows in my life. But I am still young, of course, and I do hope to go to many more in my lifetime. I've always wanted to go to the Geneva or Tokyo motor shows, where they showcase the newest and upcoming cars of the future. I think that probably started from when I was a kid, and I used to play the Gran Turismo games on the PlayStation. They'd always showcase these crazy concept cars, and there was even this game in between, I think it was Gran Turismo 2 and 3, called Gran Turismo Concept, Tokyo to Geneva, where it showcased all of the new cars from those motor shows of 2002, and it was really, really incredible to see. But I mean, hey, we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about the cars at the British Motor Show. There were so many cars here that blew me away, and loads of cars actually which I had never seen in person before. The likes of the Lamborghini Diablo, the Tom's Chaser, a Lotus Esprit, a Corvette C5, the list goes on. There was also lots of cars there which I had seen before, but it's always pleasant to see it again. There were 4 main sections of the car show, 2 indoors sections, one right at the beginning and one at the other end, a large outdoor area where most of the cars were, and then this other outdoor section just outside of the first indoor section where most of the luxury supercars were kept, ranging from old to new, from Ford GT40 to the brand new MC20 Maserati. Something very noticeable about these expensive cars is the colors that they come in. You see the pictures and it's like, oh wow, there's a cool blue or purple, whatever, right? But to see it in person, how rich and expensive those colors look is just absolutely incredible. And also, especially in this area, now as controversial as this may be to say, I'm not fond of a few specific kinds of cars that a lot of people like, by the likes of the most modern Lamborghinis and especially this Ferrari Enzo. Right, I know, but in person, it wasn't that I liked them, but they have this presence unmatched by most other cars where you see it and it sort of just gives you butterflies. I can't really explain it, but they definitely have this presence. There was this drift car section in the outdoors part with official drift cars from different organizations like Hoonigan and Monster, and a very cool Nissan truck drift car, which I thought was especially unique. Also in the outdoors section, there was a Btcc Car Circle with racing cars from lots of different years of the British Touring Car Championship. My favourite of these was the Renault Laguna race car from 1997. However, it was very cool to see one of the very modern cars here, the Napa Ford Focus, which I saw racing at the Btcc race at Brands Hatch earlier in this same year, so it was interesting to see it so close. The last indoors section was very cool as well. It featured a wide variety of cars, but I like to think of it as the more, goofy car room, I guess, as it had some old ratty trucks in it, a Pil P50, a Mini Cooper with 2 engines, one which powers the front 2 wheels and the other which powers the back 2 wheels, a fucking orange. So this room was particularly interesting. It also showcased further down a series of tuner cars from all around the world. Next to these tuner cars at the end of this indoor section was this merchandise store, which sold a wide variety of mostly like JDM gear, and my girlfriend very kindly bought us both a JDM shirt, which I thought was very, very cool. I did, however, pick mine out because I thought the back design was the front of the shirt, but it's still a cool car shirt nevertheless. Throughout the day, my girlfriend thought it would be a very pleasant idea to photobomb a series of my pictures and then act innocently afterwards, which was, very fun.
Yeah. A bit American. Did you get that? It's a bit American.
Can you move the fuck out the way? She seems to enjoy it just as much as I did, which is really, really great, and I'm very excited to have a girlfriend that's actually, slowly getting more and more into cars, so I can actually have someone to talk to about this kind of stuff, because I love it with all my heart, really I do. And I suppose a good way to conclude this video would be to do a top 10 favourite of the cars I saw, so let's frickin' go. Number 10 was probably the Koenigsegg Regera, or Regera. Now it's really difficult to judge these cars because I loved almost all of them, but I'm not too crazy about this car in particular, but it definitely screamed empty your entire family's bank account at me, so I'll give it that much. Number 9, I put the Mazda Cosmo. I saw this pretty early on and it really surprised me to see it here. I've never seen one of these in real life before and it definitely put the show off to a fantastic start for me. Number 8 is the AC/Shelby Cobra. Now there were lots of Cobras at the car show, but quite a few of them were kit cars. This one was definitely my favourite out of all of them, with the iconic blue paint with white stripes. Again, I'd never seen one of these in real life before. Very, very cool. Number 7 was the Ferrari F40 Competizione. Now I know some of you will wonder why I put this so low down on the list, because you're right, it's an absolutely incredible car, and I'm so happy to have seen it, but the other ones that I saw definitely stuck out to me for seeing them actually in person, but my oh my was I thrilled to see this car here. At number 6, I'm putting the Ferrari Testarossa. Now the previous F40 is better in almost every way, I can definitely agree on that, but this car was definitely a bucket list car for me, and who hasn't grown up dreaming about this car? I think that this is one of those cars that just everybody likes. I've never met someone to tell me otherwise. Number 5 is the new Maserati Mc20. Of course, I'd never seen this car in real life before. As you know, most of you probably haven't as well. It looks so pretty in person, and it's such a striking car that definitely sticks out, but also has a certain subtlety to it, like a Porsche or a lower-end Ferrari. I'm very glad to have seen this. Number 4 is my favourite rally car of all time, the Lancia Delta HF Integrale. This car was fantastic to see in person. I was very surprised to see it just sitting there out here on the grass. Figured it should definitely be in the showroom, but regardless of the location, it was truly a sight for sore eyes. Number 3 now, getting into the big dogs, was the Alpine F1 car. I was absolutely stoked when I saw this from across the showroom. I've never seen an F1 car in person before, and just the absolute presence this car holds was immaculate. The size of it is absolutely crazy. People just don't talk about how absolutely boat-sized these cars are. It was so long and the tyres practically came up to my knee. So very cool to see that. Number 2, very almost in first for me, was the Porsche Carrera Gt. Like pretty much all of the others on this list, I have never seen this car in person before, but I am so in love. By far my favourite Porsche of all time. It was an interesting colour choice, but with the lighting of the showroom, it looked absolutely fantastic. If I had heard the engine sound of this car that day, it would most definitely be at rank 1. Some honourable mentions before I say my favourite were the Mark II GT40. This was right at the very beginning, the first car I saw, and it was just incredible. The McLaren Senna, it was very cool to see all of these McLarens in person actually, but the Senna stuck out the most. And the R33 GTR. But I'd, seen this car before, so it was definitely incredible, and I still love it a lot, but there were more interesting cars to see. And my number 1 favourite that I saw was the Le Mans winning Ford GT40. So this is my favourite generation of the GT40 over the Mark II that we saw at the beginning. But not only did I get to see one of these, but 3 in a row, all next to each other. And then following was the new Ford GT, which was pretty nicely laid out in my opinion, but I was weak at the knees, legs jellied up when I saw these together. Such an amazing experience which I've been reliving in my head and through these pictures over and over again. Definitely an experience I won't forget. And the good thing about these pictures is that I can use them as references for some of my future car drawings that I like to do. So that's very fun. Thank you all for joining me ramble just a little bit about this incredible event. Remember to leave your favourite car shown here down below, and I'll see you in the next one.
Get in a boat, piss off, and come back again.
Oh my goodness. Hold on a minute. What is this?
Corvette.
That's right, Corvette. Okay, Corvette. That's another Corvette. How many more? Corvette. It's many. That's a Mercedes.